Shalom. And let's start out by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to those who let this pushing this truth across the four corners of truth, faith, truth, and sincerity. All right, this is the brother. I'm a one about from the Birmingham Camp, Alabama GMS. This one gets his sin is going to about, how the so-called white man Esau Edom. Constantly just have this hatred towards Jake of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Natives, which are the Israelites, and how constantly he try to find a way to try to kill you, so-called Negro, Latino, Natives, because he hates you, because he hate Israel because of the blessing, the Israelites because of the blessing, and these devils is finna come down with great wrath and upon the so-called Negro, Latino, Natives, the Israelites, by the sword, and by the sword, not just by the gun, but by, this, this Maxine, they finna come down with this, Trump is finna push this, the Maxine, finna push it, amongst the so-called Negro, Latino, Natives, the Israelites, because the devil, Esau Edom, they put out there in the media. They said who shall get the vaccine first. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm not gonna say the actual word, but what these devils trying to do, with this coronavirus, situation. They finna roll out the vaccine, and it really gonna come towards you, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Natives. They got it mapped out who they wanna push it on, first, So, but I'm getting into it is Ezekiel 35:5, because that has had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So yeah, so these devils had a perpetual hatred towards you, so-called Negro, Latino, Natives, the Israelites, and they don't kill and rape, rob, and murder, all in a time of their rulership, through their rulership time, just trying to, because they just hate you because you had a blessing. These devils know who you are. They not just coming at you just to keep on coming at you, keep shooting you down the street or, beating you down or giving you a disease, you was healthy first and all of a sudden these devils come with a solution to your problem, but they give you the problem. It's crazy. Like these devils are something else, they ain't making your situations no better. They make the so-called Negro, Latino, Natives, Israelites problems worse and worse. That's why, we need, the Lord, the Lord Yahushua, Lord Yahushua, Lord Yahushua, we need Yahushua to, come to take the so-called white man Esau, eat him out of power, because Jake, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, really don't have no power. We might have, you have Israel that trust in their guns. You have some Israelites that do trust in their gun, but it's not gonna save you in a time of when all hell breaking loose, and it's not gonna deliver you from the wrath of the devil, the so-called man Esau Edom, man. Only way that's gonna come about, the salvation, deliverance, and from the wrath of this devil, and from the wrath of the Lord is by when the Lord Yahushua returns, and so-called UFO chariot, to take the so-called white man down, Esau Edom, to take the proud man down, the bloody man, So from now, go to Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Self thou has not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So these devils so-called white man Esau, Edom, they had not hated blood, man. They that's they that's what they like, man. And they can't get enough. Like say, they like they steak, medium rare or rare, they put out these violent movies, blood, bloodshed, and and they constantly they drink blood too, You devils just like blood, so they don't hate blood, they love it, But that same blood that they constantly like or love, especially shedding the blood of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, it's gonna pursue them, all the rape, rob, and murder they done, it's gonna come back on them. And then Lord Yahweh is preparing them for, a very violent destruction. These devils so-called man Esau, they push out violence in the earth, and that's how they got this kingdom and rulership by violence. So what's gonna come back onto them? Violence. You get what you put out. So they put out violence and wickedness, and like I said, that violence gonna come right back onto them. When the Lord Yahweh shall return the so-called cherry UFO, when we send those thermonuclear missiles towards here, America, Babylon Great, in different parts of the missiles gonna hit different parts of the country as well. Because U.S. gonna fire missiles back as well. So, but that's the way the Lord's gonna get at these devils. It's gonna pay him back by way of those missiles. So from there, so I'm gonna go to the Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So yeah. So the only way the place is gonna be cleansed, is the wicked kingdom of the wicked kingdom of the so-called white man Esau, Edom. All the blood and rape, rob, and murder they did to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, and so forth. All the war and violence they put out on the earth. It's gonna, the only way to be cleansed is by their blood. And then the Lord Yahweh is gonna, like I said, it's gonna cleanse it by their blood. When he returns about the so-called UFO chariots. Like I said, the thermonuclear missiles is gonna be what's gonna be the the icing on the cake. To where it's gonna burn everything up here in America, Babylon the Great, in different parts of the earth. Different countries. Getting burnt up. Let's see. So from there, go to Amos 1:11. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressors of Edom, and for 4, I would not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. It did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually. He kept his wrath forever. So yeah, shoot, Lord Yahweh had not forgot what the so-called man Esau Edom has done, to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, and to the earth. He still knows, how people have people in the world, like, you should forget about the past, or, forget about what this person had done, to you. But the Lord has not forgot, what these Edomites, the so-called white man has done, the red man, the bloody man. The Lord knows, the scripture said, the Lord said, require the past. So, these devils are being brought on charges and everything they have done from their past up to now still, So these devils not gonna get away from all the violence and, wickedness they have done, to the earth and to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, And these devils have not cast out pity. They anger still tear perpetually. They don't have no mercy on Jake. It seems like they do, because I say they snake. They come to you all nice and whatever, but they really still hate your guts, man. They still trying to find a way to keep you down, keep you in poverty, keep you, sick, whatever, feed your lies, and still killing you in the streets with no, I say with no mercy, no type of mercy for real. So you devils, so-called white man Esau, Edom might just hate you, man. But and then like I say, these Edomites, so-called white man Esau, Edom red man go overkill. They just go overkill, man. You already dead by getting shot down. Then they just shoot you some more. So it's just these devils. They got a lot to pay for. But ended off of Obadiah 1:10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and that should be cut off forever. So for all the violence, like I said, you done to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, to Jacob, Israel, shame gonna cover you. You kind of seeing that now with this truth being brought forth, and these so-called white man Esau, Edom, red man, is being, put on Front Street for all his wickedness and violence he done. You can't shy away or just put it past what the so-called white man Esau, Edomite has done. In the past, even now. And these devils gonna be cut off forever. And when these so-called white man Esau, Edomites, the red man, is building up when the Israelites, be in power, or the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, when we be in power, take these devils into slavery. When they build up the kingdom, when they have double hardcore slavery, they building up the kingdom, they shall be cut off. Once they done building up the kingdom of the Israelites, they're gonna be burnt up, man. Done away with. It ain't gonna be no more forever. And now no more of seeing these devils, in the earth, man, that causing all this chaos and these lies and deception in the earth, man, and this violence. No more of the council of the earth is gonna be no more found. So I didn't want to make this too long. So again, a lot of all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakim brothers, to the few Akwaf sisters, to do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua, keep fighting with that. Say shalom.